Recovery is me being the person I can be.
For me, recovery is learning to accept what has happened and then overcoming what has happened and go ahead with your life, fighting and taking risks and sometimes having success, sometimes having failures like anybody else.
And we talk about recovery isn't waiting for the storm to pass, it's learning to dance in the rain.
For us, I think the most important thing is it's about living a good and meaningful life. And that's whether you're presenting or experiencing symptoms of mental health problems or not. It's also, for some people, described as an ongoing journey or a process that can last for many years, if not a lifetime. However, for other people, recovery is an end point. There is an end point at which point they consider themselves to be recovered, and whatever that might mean for them.
Recovery, first of all, for me means belief in yourself. So if a person has this belief in his own abilities to change something.
The first barrier is very important, is the stigmatization, the stigmas.
Stigmatization, but I don't like the word stigmatization. I rather describe it as discrimination.
Societal attitudes, stigma and discrimination can be a real barrier.
And I think partly that comes from the stigma and discrimination that people experience as a result of having mental health problems.
If you want to really start that recovering process, you need to allow yourself the time needed to recover. You cannot recover in just a minute. It's a question of time.
Oh Lord, well there are quite a few misconceptions of recovery, unfortunately.
I think there are two major misconceptions. The first one is to believe that it is a result. So it's not a result, it's really a way. So recovery is not the end of the symptoms forever. Sometimes it is. That's a good thing.
Well, actually, I heard about two misconceptions about recovery. First is that recovery means absence of any symptoms. So you have to be completely normal, completely usual, like any other person. But this is ridiculous because we all are unique and you cannot be usual.
I think it's sometimes unhelpful because the word recovery in relation to physical health often means cure or getting better. And when we talk about recovery in mental health, we don't necessarily mean cure. We do mean achieving a better state of well-being and perhaps mental well-being, but that doesn't mean that your life is totally free from the effects or the symptoms of mental illness or mental ill health.
That it's just not possible for some people who are maybe too ill, that it's an excuse to cut services, that it's an excuse to just try and get people back into work who aren't well enough to be in employment. There are several misconceptions.
Hopeful and possible.
Recovery is about hope.
I would say self-belief.
Hope is an important aspect of recovery. So having hope, holding on to hope and being hopeful for the future are all things that contribute to people beginning the journey to recovery. And recovery is a journey, so that's another word to describe it, it's a journey. But hope for us also means home, opportunity, people and empowerment. And we use that as a framework to actually identify the work that we do to support people on their journey to recovery.
Well, for me, that one word is chime. I mean, I really do think it's a really handy word. It's a nice sounding word. It's a positive word, and those are all things that I think for me do encapsulate recovery.
Recovery is a process.
Your support means everything for people.
It's just empathy, respect, and solidarity.
It's to really bring themselves to the process and think of themselves as equals to and partners with the people that are accessing their services.
Be by their side. Give love, give empathy, and accept risks.
And you have to remember that there is not us and them. We all are people.
If you have a friend or a member of your family who experiences mental ill health, it's very important that you continue to be there and that you continue to be yourself and you keep talking.
I think hope is very important, but you cannot have just faith in the future. Hope has to be based on reality.
Say yes, where there is hope, there is recovery, or where there is hope, there is the possibility of recovery.
I am myself. Today I feel more and more connected to myself. So the message is remain connected to yourself, whatever the other people may think of you.
Don't give up. We have an extra value. We have gone through certain things that nobody else goes, and we want to be as any other citizen.
Never give up on your hopes and dreams, because I believe if you've got hopes and dreams, you can make them happen, and there's always hope.
We as professionals need to be alongside people with mental health problems and supporting them on the journey, on the path to recovery.
I think freedom is the most important thing, and to be free you have to have choices.
Recovery can and does happen, and the more people that know about that, the better.